If you don't have a bike that fits well, it's not going to ride very well. And if you're a mountain biker, frame size is especially crucial because it's not just about the bike fitting your body, it's about how it fits to your riding style. Do you want a super fun and flickable machine? Or do you want loads of stability for riding in gnarly rock gardens? Or do you want the bike to be a balance of both? Now, traditionally, you would pick a frame size based on how tall you are, or more accurately, how long your legs are. Your leg length would dictate the seat tube length you choose, and the rest of the bike's geometry, which dictates how it's going to handle, was built around that. That's why when people say it's a 15-inch or a 17-inch frame or a small or medium, they're talking about the seat tube length. Basically, if you and your legs fitted on the bike, it was the right size, maybe with a few tweaks here and there. Now, that works great for most kinds of bikes, where fit is the most important element. However, us mountain bikers have thrown a big old stick through the spokes of that idea. Because we ride on so many different types of terrain, different types of trail, and in different sub-disciplines, we also want some choice in how the bike handles. Well, that and we're all beautiful individuals who want a bike to feel the way we like it for no other reason than it's just what we like. So, while your height and your leg length dictate what bike you'll fit on, what dictates the handling? The long answer to that, and it could get really long, is pretty much every way you can change a mountain bike. Head angle, seat tube angle, chainstay length, wheel size, stem length, bar width, shock kinematic, fork offset, bottom bracket drop, the list just goes on. Now, this is a subject that can get confusing quickly, even for die-hard mountain bike nerds. However, there is one single geometry figure that has a massive impact on handling, and that is the reach. Reach is the perpendicular distance from the bottom bracket, where your feet are, to the head tube, where your hands are. Now, all other things being equal, a bike with a longer reach will feel more spacious when you're stood up, but the reach also changes the wheelbase of the bike. The wheelbase is the distance between both wheels, and it has a very large impact on the stability of the bike. A bike with a shorter wheelbase will be more agile, giving a tighter turning radius for a given amount of steering input. A longer wheelbase bike will be more stable, so it's less likely to get knocked off your intended course, whether that's in a straight line or mid-corner. For example, if you like tight and twisty single-track trails, then you might well prefer a shorter wheelbase bike that's going to make it easier to change direction. However, if you spend your time blasting through flat-out rocky chunder, then a longer wheelbase bike might work better. And obviously, if you enjoy a mix of both, then something that's in the middle is going to be best for you. It's for this reason that a lot of mountain bikers choose to size up or down with their frames. While it's possible to size up or down with conventional seat tube based sizing, you do tend to run into some issues. For a start, if you're on a large sized frame, you're not likely to have much top tube clearance, and the dropper post will probably have too much travel, making it hard to fit on the bike properly. The same goes for the height of the front end of the bike, which is known as stack. Traditionally, stack grows with frame size, so if you size up for reach, you end up with a front end that's too high. It's these problems that our new mountain bike sizing system fixes. We call it AGILOMETER sizing because you can pick how agile or stable you want the bike to be separately from how well it fits you, so you don't have to make any compromises when sizing up or down. It means that most riders will have at least 2 and possibly even 3 frame sizes to choose from while still getting the right fit. There are plenty of other bike manufacturers using reach-based sizing for their mountain bikes, but we feel that our AGILOMETER sizing system has a few advantages over some of these. The first is that we use a very low standover height on all sizes of our bike, so whether you're taller or smaller, you still get loads of clearance. This also allows us to fit long travel dropper posts on all sizes, maximising the clearance you get for descending. On many of our bikes, we also use a unique travel adjustable Team TR2 dropper post. This allows you to adjust the seat post travel anywhere between 30 and 230 millimeters, so you can always get the maximum possible drop from your saddle. Check out the video up here to find a little bit more about that. Another piece of the puzzle is we use short stack heights on all our frames. Now, stack height is the vertical distance from the ground to the top of the head tube, so it dictates your hand position. Usually, stack height increases quite a bit as you go up in frame size, but while that's great for taller riders, if you're sizing up, then you won't be able to get the handlebar low enough. The issue is that you can't make an overly tall head tube any shorter, but it is much easier to raise a bar up using the stem spacer or high-rise handlebar, so we use shorter head tubes and do that instead. It means that everyone can get their front end height in the right sweet spot. Lastly, we think it's really easy to understand. Our bikes still have S, M and L on them, but these now stand for short, mid and long, rather than small, medium and large. And of course it relates to the frame reach, not the seat tube length. That means that if you're not sure what size you want, go for your usual size and you'll have a bike that's a good balance of stability and agility. In the end, it's all about your personal preference and the kind of riding you do on the terrain that you do. AGILOMETER sizing frees you from being restricted by fit so that you can get the perfect match.